Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Happy full moon in Aries. How are you guys doing? I thought I'd come on because I wanted to talk a little bit about this full moon happening in Aries right now, as well as I went into on my live last night. I talked about some essential oils, and I just love talking about essential oils. So I thought I'd kind of incorporate that into this little video as well to kind of help you guys utilize some essential oils, some crystals, like grounding is a big one. So carnelian, really any of your like darker stones. Black tourmaline is another one that really helps with grounding as well. Um, so just like focusing on those aspects. If you think so, Aries is a fire sign. I'm sure a lot of you are feeling this energy right now, this really, really fire energy. It is actually conjunct, Aries right now is conjunct with Chiron, which is known as the wounded healer. So this is going to bring up a lot of things of like facing our fears. I mean, for those of us that have been doing the work, a lot of things have been surfacing, right? Like if you think about, we're still in Libra season. This is, the mirror season, really looking at our relationships, both with ourselves as well with others. Where can we come to that balance and that harmony, right? Libra season is, or Libra itself is the scales, right? So the balance, how can we find that harmony? And with that, is a lot of things are going to come up in order for us to like work through them, in order for us to like let them go. It's Aries is opposite Venus right now, so that is the planet of love. So again, that works very beautifully with relationships. Again, relationships with others and relationships with yourself. That self love. It's not always about giving love to others. We first and foremost have to love ourselves so that we can truly love others, and we can truly know what love is when we start to really love ourselves. So I did take some notes here, so if you see me looking down, I forget things all the time. So this is going to be an intense emotional time, but it's short term, right? So discomforts, are going to come up. I mean, they need to come up in order for us to work through them. Triggers, discomforts, our fears. But in the end, they're going to lead to they can lead to great long-term possibilities, right? When you really are doing the work, the hard work, I mean, you're just setting yourself up for success. It really is so beautiful. So just remember that, like, as these emotions come up, as these things start like resurfacing, in order to give us the opportunity to help let them go, just try to remember that this is just a short period, right? This is just all part of the process of the healing journey, right? And on the other side of it is beautiful opportunities and blessings, because you've done the work. So we're already feeling the eclipse that's coming up. You usually are going to feel it like a month to even 6 weeks before the eclipse happens, and then it can last up to like 6 months prior to it. So I mean, this keeps coming up over and over and over again. Root chakra, like root chakra, really focus on the root chakra. Again, the carnelian is a really good one to help ground you, to help focus on the grounding, and really like working at healing. So any of you, if you attended my embodiment dance, or if you donated to the recording that I did, and received the recording, we worked through a lot of like womb healing. We worked through all the chakra systems, but really working on like grounding and you know, that's a big, this is all a big part of the divine feminine rising, which again is in each and every one of us. We all have the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and we need to come to that balance of them both. Again, Libra season, that balance, that harmony between the two. So some of the things to think about with Aries is obviously fiery energy. Aries is, it's like they're passionate, they're spontaneous, they're direct, they're honest, they're courageous, they're self-aware, you know. So these are all things that could be coming up for you that you may be, you know, you're noticing. And I mean, obviously, again, that balance. So coming to the balance, you can go too far, Aries, and then, you know, you're overpowering, or you're over, you know, maybe you're speaking down on others, and, you know, so being thoughtful of those things. That again, it's always coming to that self-awareness, right? That balance of it. So some good things that you can do during this time is like, what helps you to ground, right? Like, what is good ways that you like to ground? Is it getting out, getting your feet onto Mother Gaia, you know, feeling that wind blow in your air, in your face? Is it, you know, taking salt baths? If you think about like the water and the fire, like, so there's the yin and the yang, to help kind of balance out this fiery energy that you're feeling. Journaling is a really good one right now, just to really go inward and journal. Divination, I'll pull some cards at the end here and see what wants to come up for us. But yeah, divination, you know, do you have like tarot cards or oracle cards or pendulums or divination rods, you know, whatever it is that you connect with. Meditation obviously is really big. Speaking to your archangels. For this one, Archangel Raphael, which is one of my personal archangels that I work very closely with, that is around me like all time. In I think now I've come to realize in all lifetimes that I've had, Archangel Raphael is one of my archangels that's constantly with me. So, you know, just thinking of that, actually, one of my other, so these cards here that I showed you, these are the Moonology from Yasmin Boland, and I've showed her book before too. I love her work. My friend actually bought me her book, and then these are her diaries. So for the last couple of years, I've been buying her diaries, and it just kind of goes through, I don't know if you can see, like week by week, and then each new, let me see, this is where we are right now. Okay, so this is like the full moon in Aries, so we'll give you like a brief write-up on it. You can also check your rising and your sun sign to see where you fall within this new moon, and then it will give you like prompts to work through. So just really, really great. And she actually spoke about Archangel Raphael in this series. So he's the supreme healer. In Hebrew, his name means God heals, or the one who heals. So he really is very, very magical. The green, emerald green is his color. So let me get back to, what was I saying here? Okay, so yeah, adventure is another good one right now. So there may be things coming up for you, and I encourage you to saying yes to these new adventures and these new things coming up. This is such a great time to start new things. And in regards to you know, things coming up, really acknowledge these you know, these fears, or these wounds, or these traumas, or as things come up, really acknowledging them, because they're a part of you. They're all part of a lesson, right? And they're all going to help you progress on your healing journey. So really just like working through them, working through the healing, stepping out of your comfort zone. So this is where the adventure part, what's your passion? Like truly finding what your passion is. I love to like say this all the time, but like take yourself on a date. find out what is it that you like, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, what lights you up, right? Opposed to like all these outside distractions and all these things that other people like. Find out what truly is brings you your joy, brings you your happiness, what's your passion, what drives you, what is it that drives you, and to really shine your light. Like this is the time, as we are like letting go, and all that no longer serves us, anything that's holding us back, we are now coming into a time that we can truly shine our light. Like we are stepping into that. I really feel that October is the month for a lot of people to truly start shining. So that authenticity, right? That's another thing with this full moon is the authenticity, like truly stand in your truth, in your sovereignty, shine your unique light. None of us have the same light, right? And that's what is so beautiful about all this, is that we're each our own special magical beings, right? Um, so really like moving into that, moving away from like all of these old patterns, these old thought beliefs, the old way of doing things, these old programs, just really like getting that all out, like letting that go. Open your door, open your windows, do a good sage, and let that all go. Um, I love to do like during full moons is, I'll write down things that I want to let go of, and then I'll burn them and I let them go. And just, and thank them, thank always in gratitude, in everything that you do, always do it in gratitude, because like I said before, that it's teaching you, right? This is all part of your journey, of your healing process. So once you're able to like start really letting those things go, we're stepping into our light, into our uniqueness, who we truly came here to be, our true self, right? And it really is so beautiful. I'm witnessing so many beautiful beings that I'm coming into contact with, just really shining their light, and encouraging others and sharing wisdom and knowledge. And it's such a beautiful time to be alive. I'm so honored, to be connecting with so many amazing people. Um, so I just encourage you to just really let this full moon in Aries, this fire energy, to just burn away any remaining negativity, that you're still holding on to, that's holding you back. Like really surrender to that. I spoke about it last night. I work very closely, pretty much on a daily basis, with Saint Germain and the violet flame. So call upon that violet flame to transmute anything that is no longer of service to your highest, most loving good, anything that is holding you back, anything that you're finding coming up during this time. Call upon the violet flame to transmute this back to source in pure love and light. We're always sending back in pure love and light. We're not holding on to anger, to fear, to judgment, like any of that. That's all like old programming that's not serving us in any way, right? So we're letting that all go, so that we can emerge and shine our true authentic selves. Like it's so beautiful right now. So just think of this being like, as we're letting go of things, as things are ending, we're starting fresh, right? So there's new motivations, new passions, excitement. These are all igniting right now, like with this Aries energy. This is what's coming up, and this is what we're feeling. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about some essential oils with you guys. So right now in my diffuser blend, I have a combination of orange, patchouli, and cinnamon. So patchouli is one of my all-time favorite oils. Like, I mean, I'm I've talked about it before. Grounding is something that's very big for me. I'm an earth sign. Is my sun sign is an earth sign. I love to be outside. So patchouli is very, very good for grounding. Cinnamon oil, you can think of like love and power, like it's a really good oil for that. And cinnamon, you don't need a lot of, like it's a very, very strong oil. It's a hot oil too. So always remember that if you're applying topically. Um, and then orange is really good for like success and confidence. It's the sun energy. So abundance is another thing right now with this time. Like be open and call in, specifically call in what it is that you want. I loved how Malika, when we did our one of my beautiful queen goddess sisters, when we did our embodiment dance and kirtan chanting, she spoke about how like being very specific about what you're calling in. We're not just calling in like abundance, we're being very specific what type of abundance you have, because the universe will give you abundance, but it may not be what you want. You know, she talked about like, you know, you may go outside and you've got dandelions all over your lawn, which are abundance, right? They are very healing. um you know, I call them a flower. I know people call them a weed, but they are a flower. They're a herb. They're so beneficial to us. But that could be the universe's way of being like, here you go. Here's some abundance. So be specific about the abundance that you're calling in. I mean, you can make these into a master blend. So I talked about that last night. So what I mean by making a master blend is I will take an empty bottle like this one here. So I usually do this if it's a blend that I'm putting like quite a bit of oils in. I will make a master blend. So I'll use the oils, all the ones that I'm wanting to put, and I'll mix them in here. And then when I go to make my roller bottle blend or a spray blend, or you know, maybe I'll leave it for diffuser blend, I'm only having to use a couple drops from my master blend. So that's what I meant about making a master blend. If that didn't make sense to anybody, that's what I meant. I wanted to grab, and I don't know, sorry, I wanted to be prepared and I totally forgot about this. But I spoke about, so Simply Earth is the company that I have switched over to. Yes, I still have a ton of doTERRA oils because, like I said, I've been using them for like 11 years. But Simply Earth, like I said, their training that they have, and a lot of it is free. You can find a lot of their stuff for free, but they have such great information on how to safely dilute your oils. So when you're working with topical blends, you always need to make sure you're diluting properly. They go through like different carrier oils that you can use. And then they also talk about like mixing. Like I said, I didn't have this ready. I meant to get it ready for you guys. But they teach you how to mix different oils, because each different oil has different notes to it, right? So obviously, like I said, with cinnamon oil, if you were to put like 5 drops of cinnamon oil in a blend, you're probably not going to smell anything but cinnamon. It is such a powerful oil. So just keep it in mind. It's really important to do research on essential oils. I spoke about last night that they are 70 to 80% stronger than herbs, and herbs are already very strong. So just remembering that. Like I said, always working with a carrier oil. I use fractionated coconut oil because it doesn't have a scent to it, as well as it doesn't go rancid like some of the carrier oils can go rancid. Fractionated coconut oil does not. So that's one that I like to use, and it's most people don't have any issues with them, but I do know there are some people that can't use coconut oil. So you know, always being aware of that and just looking up different type of oils that you can use for carrier oils. I just wanted to talk about some other oils because I really find it going intuitively, like what are you being drawn to? What made me think of this too was I pulled out my full moon blend that my best friend and I we did, I think it was last year, we made this with our kids for part of our like unschooling project. We made some oils. I never wrote down the recipe. I'm pretty sure the kids did. That was part of their schooling. So I couldn't remember what we actually put in that one. But again, you know, going intuitively, like what is it that you're needing right now? Some good ones like for this full moon, if you're needing some help with sleep, could be things like sandalwood's another one of my all-time favorite oils. It smells so good. This is the Indian sandalwood. There's also Hawaiian sandalwood as well. So sandalwood is a good one. And I didn't grab but cedarwood and vetiver, which also, like, I mean, I'm a very earthy person, so I really like the earthy tones and notes of the oils. So sandalwood, cedarwood, vetiver, and frankincense. Such a good oil. Like this is, I mean, if you were to only use one oil for grounding, this is the oil that I have it in a roller bottle and I use it on a daily basis. So I'll do it on my crown chakra. I also apply it to my third eye, and then just one swipe down my spine and bottoms of my feet to help with grounding. So that's a good one if you want to make a blend of those ones to help you with sleep right now. Amethyst would be a good one that you can, I like to add crystals to my oils to infuse them. You can also infuse them next to a crystal. So just amethyst would be a good one for that. A good one for like calming and you know, collecting yourself right now. You could think of like ylang ylang is a really good one, as well as bergamot, which is one of my all-time favorite scents. Like this scent it's so uplifting. I just love bergamot. So as well as like spruce, so some of the tree, or if you don't have spruce, but like a tree oil, is a good one for like tree oils are very good for like centering yourself and grounding, like obviously. If you're wanting to like really harness the energy of this full moon, some oils to think about would be sage is a good one. Jasmine. Now, jasmine is an expensive oil. I only have it like in this one is like pre-diluted, so I would take some of that and mix it into, like, if I'm wanting to make like a roller bottle, I would just take some drops of that in it. Again, the ylang ylang would be a good one for this. Rose, which is also a super pricey oil. This one I use on a daily basis on my heart, but you can also get things like rose hydrosol. Simply Earth does carry this, so a lot of times we'll use this opposed to using my rose oil, because it's, like I said, it's just so expensive. So I'll use this as part of the carrier oil. I also work with, I'll put a lot of like dried, you know, flowers in different blends that I make. So I've got rose buds. So sometimes I'll add that to, you know, that's the essence of the rose. So I'll use that in the oil, and if I'm making like a blend, because like I said, it's so expensive. And vanilla is another good one for that. So those were, again, just to go over it, sage, jasmine, ylang ylang, rose, and vanilla would be a good one to harness this moon energy. And then for this, you can think of crystals. Again, the carnelian, because that's going to help you ground, and then moonstone and garnet, if you've got garnet. That's one stone that I don't have yet, and I always envision myself with this beautiful garnet ring if I were to ever like enter into a union again. So yeah, just to talk a little bit deeper about the oils. So bergamot, like I said, this is one of my favorite oils. The scent is just so uplifting. It's one that I a lot of times will just take like now I talked about like not putting oils on directly, and I just did that, but only because I didn't have so yeah, actually I will put a coconut oil, because you really shouldn't put oils directly on the skin. Applying them neat is how it's called. like I said this last night, there are a few that they say are safe, frankincense being one of them, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Always use a carrier oil, which is what I just did, was I added the fractionated coconut oil. So an easy way with oils is to center yourself and to calm yourself is rub it through your hands. Um, you're awakening the oils. You're also awakening the chakras that we have in our hands, and our life force energy, our Reiki energy. So we're waking that up, and then you just take and breathe in slow in breaths and slow out breaths. And I like to do it at least 3 times. And it's seriously, it like instantly brings you to that center. And like I said, bergamot is uplifting. So it just helps to uplift you. And yeah, anytime, like put it on your heart, put the remaining parts on your heart. You can kind of put it on your skin, wherever. I put a lot of oils in my hair. So I spoke about patchouli, all time. I'll never get sick of this oil. I know some people don't like it. It is a very earthy oil, which is why I love it so much. But this is really grounding. If you're needing help with grounding, I actually make a really good grounding blend that has like patchouli, bergamot. It's like a grounding, but it also is like uplifting. So it's got patchouli, bergamot, cedarwood, grapefruit. I feel like I'm missing something else. I'd have to tap into that if I was making it. Um, but ylang. So this one is a really good one for balance, right? So it like when you're in that like yin energy, it's really nice one to help balance you out. Rose, like I said, like obviously rose is all about love. It's all about your heart center, which is why I said I apply this to my heart center every single day. um you can also make like tonic water. Like I said, I've got these rose buds that I know that they're clean and they're pure from the company that I got them from. So making like a tonic water from that, and I use rose tonic water on my face as my face spray. Um, I don't use like anything on my face that is not like made either by myself or somebody making it that I know what's in it. Um, so sandalwood, like I said, super amazing oil. This one is a good one for peace, love, helping you connect with the divine, with spirit. Um, Another good one I didn't mention with frankincense, other than grounding, it's a really good one for meditation. And this one, if you're ever at a time where you're just like, you're spiraling or you're having like an anxiety attack, or things are just like really high energy, grab some frankincense oil. Like I said, do the like you can, like I said, you can do frankincense oil neat, but it's just always best to just grab some carrier oil, and then just like I did with the bergamot, and just smell it and center yourself. As well as, like I said, crown chakra, bottoms of the feet, instant balancing. So that's a really great one. I've got frankincense like pre-mixed up in a roller bottle because I'm just using it every single day. um so thyme, I forgot to grab my thyme. Thyme is another really good one if you're wanting to work with releasing. So thyme is a good oil for releasing. Jasmine, if you do have it, like I said, it's an expensive oil, but if you do have jasmine, that's a really good one for creativity. Sage, obviously, most of us know with sage. So this would be your like clearing, another grounding oil. So good oil for that. And I also make a blend. It's got like sage, Paleo Santo, um, a lavender, and cedar wood, I think is the ones that I have in there as my like clearing, cleansing, especially before I do energy healing. I do like if I'm doing a session in my home, I will sage it or do some Paleo Santo and clear it because like I said before, Paleo Santo it's a transmuter, so it transmutes energy a lot like the violet flame. So it's transmuting it back into love, into pure light. So I really love Paleo Santo. It's an amazing smell as well. But sometimes people are they're not able to be around smoke, or maybe you live somewhere where you can't burn essential, or sorry, not essential oils. You can't burn sage or Paleo Santo or incense. You got to be careful with incense. A lot of incense is made very, very toxic. So I actually don't burn a ton of incense anymore because most of it is very toxic, a lot like a lot of candles. So again, essential oils is what I use. But so with the blend that I make, it's a spray so that you can spray yourself, you can spray your area, and then you're not having to worry about smoke. I did talk a little bit last night about, and I'll mention it here in case you didn't get on my live or saw the replay. With essential oils, it is so important when you have little ones, when you have pets, that you're really being careful. A lot of information around essential oils right now, as soon as it like kind of hit mainstream, got blown out in proportion. People are mixing like oil blends with crazy amounts of oils. They're talking about like ingesting them like on a daily basis, like all these different things that are really toxic and can be very harmful. So really, it's so important to do your information. Again, that was another reason why I moved over to Simply Earth, because the information that they give to people is so bang on. It's so well given, the way that they do their trainings, as well as like I said, they've got a lot of free stuff. So if you don't take one of their courses, which I did because before I made the switch, I wanted to make sure that this was a company that I would stand behind. I spoke last night about how they also give 13% of all their sales to end, I got to be careful here, to end the trafficking of little ones, which is like that's right at my heart center. So but their training and that the way that they talk about like properly using oils, properly mixing oils. So with diffusing oils, I always suggest to find a diffuser that is not just like a continuous runtime. If you can find one that has, like it will run for maybe 2, 3, or 5 minutes and then turn off for a period of time. The reason being is that, well, for yourself as well, but especially for like little ones and for pets, you need to have that break again, because essential oils are so powerful. So also like if you're in your bedroom or something, you can have the door open opposed to close. For little ones, if you're wanting to get them ready for like bedtime and diffuse like certain oils before bed, um, it's best to like, let the diffuser run for a little bit while you're, settling down and getting ready for bed. And then when they're actually going to bed, you can just turn it off. The oils are going to be in there, whether you can smell them or not. I find that I've worked with oils for so long. Also, I lost a lot of my smell, but they're still there. They're still there. They're still working. They're so powerful. So that's just a really good one. Pets will pretty much let you know, like if they don't like an oil, they will be out of here. Like my pets are always like, and then I'll just know like, okay, maybe I should not do that oil unless they're, my dog's outside or whatever. But also like really look before you're using certain oils around animals, because there are some that you really have to be careful about. So, again, open a window or something, have the door open if possible, and just being really mindful of like limited amounts of time. The company Simply Earth is also really good at explaining how to properly dilute the oils for different age ranges, and they go into a lot of like mixing master blends and how you can mix them properly with the proper like how many drops would be going into this and how do you divide that up between the different types of oils that you're working with. They're an absolute fabulous company. I have been using their oils now for about a year. and loving them. Like I said, I have so many oils. It's kind of ridiculous, but I use them on a pretty much a daily basis in some form. They're being used with me and my kids. Um, we don't use pharmaceuticals in any way. I don't use like Tylenol, Advil, any of those types of things. Like we only use herbs, essential oils, homeopathy, and like supplements. So um, yeah, this is all traditional medicine, right? I know a lot of people, they question essential oils, which is good. I mean, you have to question everything. And like I said, there is information out there that isn't good when it comes to essential oils because you're using too much of them. But I always find it funny how people will question like traditional medicine, like homeopathy, herbs, and essential oils, but they won't question pharmaceutical or things from over the counter that you're getting. Like they just won't question it at all. It's just like, oh, well, my doctor said this, or, this was at the pharmacy, so it's got to be safe. When in actuality, it's super, super harmful. But do your research. This is not medical advice in any way. Always do your research. Find what resonates with you. Find what works with you. I also, before I pull a card here, last night on my live, I don't even know how I forgot the name of this book, but this was the book that I was talking about, The Hidden Messages in Water. So this I've started with my kids for our unschooling project that we're doing right now. Those of you who have been with me for a while, you know how much I speak about water and putting the intentions into water, to activating our water, to cleansing our water. And this is just goes so much further into it. Like I'm learning so much from this book, and just like I feel like it's just activating me. Frequency and energy is everything, which is why I'm so excited to talk to you guys soon about the Solex AO scanner. Again, a lot of you know that frequency, binaural beats, and all that are things that I work with on a daily basis as well. So yeah, you know, let's see. Before we end here, let's see what card would like to come through for the collective, for our highest, most loving good only. I ask Source, Mother, Father, God, to pull through a card for us, for the collective, what would like to come through for this Aries full moon. So this card is balance. If I can get it. This camera is really weird how it focuses. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. So this one is actually like the full moon in Pisces, but this makes so much sense for even just what I was talking about, right? Like finding that balance, really connecting to source, right? What into your spirituality, what is your connection? The practicality, let's see if I can find what this card says. I like to read because everybody's going to get their own meaning out of a card, whether it be, just looking at the colors, the Pisces, obviously on there, but within the card, they all have, let me see if I can find this. They all have like their write up. And you're going to take something different out of it than I'm going to take out of it. So I do like to read the actual write up so that people can find their own meaning to it. I could find this. Sorry, guys. Okay. Have you been so head in the clouds that you're lost touch with reality? If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move toward your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. Meditate on your question, and the solutions to your issues may now come through very clearly. If you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. So to attune with the moon, meditate every day and see what comes to you. Answers will always come. Mm. Additional meanings for this card is you're a super romantic but not super realistic state. Or sorry, you're in a super romantic but not super realistic state. Follow your intuition. It won't let you down. At worst, this card can herald the end of a dream. The person you're inquiring about is a soulmate. Avoid substance abuse. So the teaching in this one is Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, which is actually kind of funny because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so which is what we're in right now. So that was interesting that we got the Pisces. So the full moon in Pisces symbolizes Mark's ending. When the moon is in full in Pisces, or whenever you pull this card, it's a time to dive deep into your emotions. Practicality is at odds with the numerous Piscean energy that have no borders. So feel your way now. Psychic ability is heightened when the full moon is in Pisces, and soulmates now connect. It's a time to send out your dreams to the universe, release your fears. Perfect, right? We are, like I was talking about, we are at a time of ending that which no longer serves us anymore, really letting that go, all these emotions, all these traumas, all these triggers that are coming up, that have been coming up, really working at letting them go so that we can step into our true authentic self, shining our light. Just absolutely beautiful. I hope that this resonated with some of you and that you got something from it. If you have any questions about essential oils, I would love, love, love to talk to you more about them. If you guys like, these videos on essential oils and you want to see more, let me know in the comments. I would love to do more videos. Maybe I can show you making blends and diffuser blends. I don't know, just let me know what you think. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Make sure you work on grounding your root chakra, finding that balance, and always, always, always being grateful, being in love and in joy. I love you all so much, and we'll see you soon. Take care.